Some of the most common injuries that we see in motorcycle crashes versus auto crashes are scarring of the arms, scarring of the legs. You're more likely to have a fractured arm or a rotator cuff tear in a motorcycle crash than you are in an auto accident, just because of the mechanism by which either you hit the ground or you hit the other car. Those kind of impacts don't really happen in auto crashes with the frequency that they do in motorcycle crashes. The other important thing to be looking for in early stages after a motorcycle accident is a head injury. If you have any symptoms like dizziness, forgetfulness, amnesia, certainly if you've lost consciousness after the crash, you need to report that to the emergency room doctors, to your primary care doctor, and you probably need to see a neurologist. We see head injuries more often than not in motorcycle crashes, and they can sometimes go undiagnosed because the rider doesn't want to go see a doctor, and he'll notice later on maybe his family is telling him that he's had these personality changes. But the rule in our world is if it's not in the medical records, it didn't happen. And so if you are somebody who's put off treatment for a long time and you haven't gotten to a doctor and documented that you've had those symptoms, that can cause a major problem down the road for trying to get your auto accident, your motorcycle crash case settled. The insurance company is going to be looking at the medical records, and they're only going to compensate you for those things that are in the medical records. And so if you have any symptoms of a head injury or a concussion, it's important that you see a doctor. It's important that you tell the doctor what those symptoms are. And frankly, it can be important that you ask your friends and your family whether they've noticed any changes in your behavior, because sometimes if you're somebody who's had a head injury, those injuries don't register with you. Everything seems normal to you, but your friends and family will tell you that you haven't been acting like yourself and that you need to go see a doctor.
So I handled some personal injury claims, both the really minor ones and some of the more severe ones that trended towards trial.
And Joe brings a really unique perspective, because while I can tell you from a plaintiff's personal injury lawyer perspective about the claims process, and I've dealt with doctors and clients and insurance adjusters and